We should talk about some don'ts.
I think we should all do like a quick don't.
Yeah, I like that. That. All right, you want to go first? What's yours?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My don't is if you are talking to two people, please give eye contact to both people.
Yeah.
It's a conversation of three. It's not a conversation of two and somebody is bearing witness. You know what I mean? It makes me, you know what, it's like the biggest fear I would have of being in a threesome.
Oh, right, and being like, ignored.
And someone, you're left, and honestly, do you know what I think is worse? It would be worse than me feeling left out, which would be bad. I think it would be worse for somebody else feeling left out, and I would be so aware of that that I would feel super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about sexy time with you.
No,
because
you're
I'm
worried.
like, oh my God, what are you going to do? Like, do you feel like you should leave? Like, what? Like, do you not want me to make a thing of it? Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that this person is an asshole.
Right.
And like, do I call them out? But in this case, where it's either a conversation or we're in the middle of having sex, this has gotten messy.
Yeah, you took a hard left, but I like it because you know what? In a threesome, I always think about that too. Never had one, but I'm thinking, God, what if you were like left out and they just kind of forgot about you?
Or like don't know how to integrate you?
Exactly, which is exactly what it feels like when you're in a group of three and there's two people and you're standing here and I'm like, this is the most fucking awkward. And I find it within myself to go, take a deep breath, smile, make eye contact, and the second it gets thrown to you, you're going to look at both fucking people because I don't know who the fuck this sociopath is.
No, you're going to laser beam into the one who's been unattended.
Oh, yeah,
That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I feel
but
like
maybe that gives the previous laser beam, like she's gonna think, well, she's
this is what we do now.
Exactly.
We only talk to one person
Erica,
at a time.
We got to teach them.
We do, but man, it's like it literally, and it applies to both a threesome and a conversation. You can get to a point where you're like, okay, I guess I should just go, right? Like, why am I here?
Like slowly back up and walk out the door backwards.
It's just weird that people don't think of that.
I am with you 100%. And normally when I'm in those conversations, I go, yeah, I don't think I'm going to hang out with these people.
Yeah.
Like,
or the
it's
one.
Yeah. Like if my friends are there, obviously they don't do that. I don't know any of my friends that do that because they're not sociopaths. So, you know, that's a plus for me. But
and if any of our listeners out there have been in a threesome and they do know how to maneuver that, let us know.
Yeah. And has someone been left out? And like, have you seen that they've been left out and you've had to be like, okay, we've got to stop what you're doing right now.
Yes.
And we need to do some do-si-do. You know what I mean?
We absolutely have to know. Please leave us a comment or call us because now I'm just wildly intrigued.
We really want to know. We want to know how it goes, and is there a run of show? Right?
Yeah.
Is there
like, do you start with your like primary partner and then you wheel in the third? And then how much time are you allowed to give the third? Is it not a lot because you have to give your primary and then you just you're only allowed to reach out an arm and stroke the other one?
And is there a tap out? Like, is it wrestling where there's a tap out?
Right, tap out because I mean, what are we doing? Yeah. How are we?
Does anyone end up just with like a foot and they don't know what to do with it?
But they figure it out. Fitfo, man. You end up with a foot and a threesome. You better fitfo it. Just a foot. I don't know. You got to do something. Keep it entertaining.
Fitfo. Okay, what's your don't?
Okay, don't ever just stop in the middle of a walkway.
Oh, no, I know.
Especially if you're at a theme park, but also if you're at the mall, anywhere heavily trafficked, but especially a theme park. This happens all you got a stroller, you got kids, and now your phone's out, and you're there talking to your husband, and you're in the middle of the walkway. Pull the fuck over. I don't know who raised you. This is not the way to do it.
It happens at airports too.
Absolutely. Don't do that. Yeah. Pull the fuck over. Yeah. Scoot over by the freaking wall. I don't understand how people just think, they don't think about people around them and they just stop and they're here.
You know what it is? It's like, you're not a car. You don't have hazard lights.
Exactly.
Like, you didn't just stop and run out of fuel. You were literally just blocking the walkway.
Yeah, and it's not my job to go around you when you are in a public walkway where one area is going this way and the other area is going that way. No one's stopping unless you're to the side. So if you do that, you better quit it because if I find you, I I got to give you a talking to.
You know who does that? And it's toddlers do that. Toddlers do that.
And you know what?
Because
that's
they
fine.
haven't,
I'll give them a pass.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, these are adults that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Toddlers do that because they haven't like grown all their fucking senses.
Yeah, the frontal
and stuff.
lobe isn't there yet.
Frontal lobe is like Jello.
Absolutely. So they're stopping wherever they want, but these are adults. So, stop doing that if you do that. Just pull over. Anyway, friendy Wendy, you got a don't?
Do not put the ice cube tray back when it's empty without filling it back up.
Oh, who does that?
Well, in a period of self-reflection today, that happened to me. And I was like, what the fuck? I can't believe this thing is empty. And then I realized I'm the only one that's been home for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, Wendy, friendy Wendy.
She's the perp and the Vic.
That's hurtful.
She's the perp and the Vic.
Yeah, totally. Like, that's so painful to hear that about you, to be honest.
Because you have to have, a conversation with yourself?
And just be like, get it together. You did this.
Fitfo.
Fitfo.
And you know what else I
fuck
do?
together.
You know how I always say I hate when someone sends an email and says, can we jump on a call? I have done nothing this last week but ask people to jump on calls. I hate myself for it.
I hate you too, honestly. Because really, I'm just going, just call me. I get it. Just do it.
Meaning, just call, don't ask me to jump on a call, just call? What's the thing that you don't want her to do?
I mean, if it's let's just, if we can get it done in an email, please just do that. Mm-hmm. But if the call takes 5 minutes, you could have put it in an email.
But
we
here's
didn't have to have this call.
I hate when people ask me to get on a call because I'm like, just put it in an email. But for me, I need these people to get on a call because I can't put it in an email and I have to have a conversation. So,
but is it why do you have to have a conversation? That's what I want to get to the root of. I also want to get to the root of when is it a text and when is it an email?
Because I have to talk to multiple people to organize something.
And you can't CC them.
No, because it has to be a conversation of what's going to happen.
Okay, because
but you can't. That can't be a thread on email.
No.
Okay.
Because the other people that you're speaking to in this group, they all have an option of what they're going to do for this thing.
And the creative input needs to be discussed.
So it really needs to be bounced around conversationally that just doesn't translate the same into an email thread.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that.
And you don't want to literally go nuclear on someone's inbox. Because that's what it would be if it was just chiming.
But I realize I'm guilty of hating it, but then asking people to do it.
You're that person now. She's
we
a
can
jump
make
on a
this.
call
She's
person.
the perp and the Vic again. Yeah. Perp and the Vic. Here's the thing: we could make this work. We can make it work.
To our
so
advantage?
it's a double standard that it still is okay. Is it that you feel the calls that they're asking you to do could be an email, but the calls that you're asking them to do could not be an email?
Exactly.
I don't know why I'm supporting this.
Yeah,
I don't know
you
why.
just fed into that.
I don't know why.
I was like, it's the same thing.
Thank you
know
for
why?
understanding me.
I
Thank
don't
because we
really.
love her.
I'm just trying to see if I can.
We blindly love her for
We
whatever,
do,
and so we're
we
just
do.
you're the hop on a call gal, but
hop on a call, but don't fucking ask me to hop on a call.
Don't fucking go there with me, huh?
No, absolutely not. If I see the word call in an email, I'm blocking you.
I'm not texting the Rage Spot anymore. I'm just constantly gonna be like, you guys want to hop on
on
a
a call? Oh my
And
God, I
will
love it.
take 30
Please,
seconds
please.
to just describe a meme and hang the fuck up. So since we're super rageful, let's drop in.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the Rage Pod. I'm with Ebar,
I'm with the Tara Erickson
and this is where we rage against the serene.
and all the things in between. And we are, of course, joined by the friendy Wendy, who you will also be hearing from, hopefully, a lot.
Yeah,
Hopefully, a
she'll
lot.
be chiming in.
She'll be chiming in with rationality and fun things.
Yeah,
We've got a great guest today.
yeah, we do.
We'll give a little teaser of who she is.
Yeah, slight tease. Maybe
Maybe a shoulder.
a
A shoulder.
just a slight shoulder. That we're talking to the founder of RAGEher.
That's right.
Hell yeah,
That's right.
She started it.
Miss Krissie
She did it. Her name's Krissie. We'll be talking to her later.
McMenamin.
McMenamin.
Krissie McMenamin.
Oh yeah, when we had a meeting, you guys
God.
were like looking at her last name. You're like,
I was
don't
panicked.
know. And
I
then
was panicked. There
I
was
flew-
a lot of consonants, a lot of M's and C's and N's.
And then I flew out of the gate, and I was like, McMenamin.
You nailed it.
I
you
really
nailed
did.
it.
And I don't get that compliment from you guys very often. So I felt really proud.
That you nailed it?
Yeah.
I mean,
McMenamin.
it was
like you guys were like standing ovation. Wow, didn't know she had it in her.
It was like we were at Cannes and it was an hour-long ovation for a movie that was the same length. We have a cunt of the week coming up. Friendy Wendy, do you want to give us a little tease of who it is?
Our tease of the cunt of the week this week is someone who took the media by storm the past couple of years defending her life. And let's just say the person who was recently cast to play her in an upcoming series could also be a future cunt of the week.
I know who it is.
You do?
I know who
I got no idea. When she said defending her life, I was like, wild!
Right.
Like inside, I was like, God, did she have to murder someone? Like, and she's like, in defense. And I'm like, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear. I hope it is that. But we gotta go to our Rage hotline. And if you haven't listened any messages, you can call us at 213-293-5995, or you can email us at
rage@theragepod.com. We want to hear from you. It can literally be any topic, and we will also shout out on our socials, maybe some upcoming topics. So take a look there. We're the Rage Pod everywhere.
Yeah, we are.
Simple.
And if you're not already subscribed on YouTube or Instagram, I don't know what you got to fitfo that.
Fitfo.
Yeah. Because you're foffoing right now.
Yeah, you really
We're calling
are.
you out.
You are.
You've reached the Rage Hotline. Please leave us a message.
Here's Penelope.
Hi, I'm calling
hi.
about a very specific type of rage.
Hello.
I'm going to call it Gen Z rage.
Hot
and
take.
I realize that makes me sound like an older, toxic millennial, but I guess that's what I am. Because I got to tell you, I have friends that are Gen Z. I work with people that are Gen Z, and a lot of them are great. Some of them, however, can we talk about the entitlement? Can we talk about the need for protecting their peace and boundaries and mental health days? Why can't you do what we all did as millennials, which is keep it inside, cry in the bathroom, and go back to work?
Exactly.
Nope. Not these Gen Z kids. They are very particular about their boundaries. And maybe I'm just jealous that I am not as particular with my boundaries, but it makes me enraged. So I thought I'd share that with you all and see if you had any advice. Love the pod. Thank you for all that you do. Can't wait to rage out this week.
Immediately out of the gates, which is obviously makes me think of, is Hopscotch Kids. We still want to use your song, Boundaries.
About boundaries.
We're never going to let it go.
Please get in touch.
We're never going to let it go.
This will not end. They'll hear it.
I can't
For
wait.
eternity.
I can't wait till we have like somebody from Hopscotch Kids on
And
this
they're
pod.
like, we just want you to shut the F up.
Yeah.
Here's the song.
Here's the song. You can use 5 seconds of it.
Great.
Great.
That's better
We'll
than
figure it out.
We try
We'll
to
fitfo
just
it.
say, not even sing, say the
Like,
words. And
barely.
when he's like, no, don't go out.
It was the helicopter was actually like on the
Left it.
couch.
Yeah.
Like just trying to silence us.
Totally. I feel like the helicopter was up high, tilted,
Coming at us.
with the
Coming at There was
trying to
blades
chop
like
our head off.
right at us. Right at our face.
It
right
was
at our
severe.
face. It really shook us into silence.
Yeah. Well, we got to talk to her. What was her name again?
That was Penelope.
Okay.
Penelope.
Yeah.
You know what I love about this call is like she was being honest, but she was also being empathetic and aware of how this could come across and that she's conflicted, right? Because she understands that, look, it's better for society for us to stick up for ourselves and to be honest about how we feel because especially for women, past generations have lived in this suppression and look what we have. Mm-hmm. People with addictions, cancer, all kinds of disease because we just take it and we soldier on.
Yeah.
You know, but then at the same time, she's like, look, sometimes I get it, but I just need you to send that email.
Yeah. Totally.
You know?
It's sort of like what I would say, because she was like, advice. It was like, well, it maybe take the little bit of like setting boundaries from them in whatever little ways you can. But honestly, it's giving princess behavior, prince and princess, where it's like, we gotta set this boundary and I don't want to do this and like absolutely cannot and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, like if this is your fucking job, you just do it. Like it doesn't, get there early and get it done if you want to leave early. Like I don't know what boundaries they're setting, but she's at work, right? And I'm like,
I have a pitch.
I'm with her that it can be rageful.
I think because I've experienced this where I've been with like Gen Z culture in a work environment, and I've seen the like hypersensitivity to, you know, being very vocal about what their needs are. And again, like the caller, like I respect that. But when it becomes an obstruction to everyone being able to do their job and get their work done. But I think my pitch is, this feels like Gen Z is so aware of like macro issues in a way that we weren't, because there's so much information with social media.
Totally.
That they're so aware of toxic corporate culture and what that can do to people, I think in a way that people didn't talk about before. And so maybe something in the micro of like, I like don't feel good. Well, I deserve to take a mental health day today. You know, like they're immediately connecting it to the macro, I think, in maybe ways that like older generations weren't, because it's not constantly a literal ticker tape, like on their screen and then in their mind.
I think everybody has this back in my day mentality, because I'm a little older. I'm Gen X. And
that's okay.
No, I remember.
We're okay with that.
No, but I remember, you know, coming up, you know, in corporate culture, late 90s, early 2000s, whatever. And I remember the complaint about the millennial. Mm-hmm. Everybody was complaining about the millennial.
True. It's so true.
And so now all the millennials are complaining about Gen Z. And I feel like nobody complained about Gen X because nobody even knew we existed. But I always do think in terms of like, you would never have made it in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
But like, don't you think that there is a difference between just standard like cyclical patterns and being in this age of like constant information being thrown at you?
Absolutely. And the fact that, you know, this generation is the generation of kids who grew up with shooter drills in high school and whatever kind of trauma that would imprint upon you. Yeah. And sometimes I actually am sometimes rooting for them, because I'm like, yeah, fucking take that mental health day.
I know. And that's, I feel like the caller was in that place where she's like, I'm both like really annoyed for like how this affects me personally, but like when I step back, I can kind of respect that. And I wish we had more of that.
Absolutely. Wish it could have been like that in our day. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But now, like, get at it, Penelope. Like, set your boundaries, take a mental health day. The thing is like, it's good if you're approaching burnout, but not doing the princess thing where it's like, I don't know, I just woke up and
Tuesday.
I had a sniffle.
It's Tuesday, and so I don't do well on Tuesdays.
Exactly. It feels like a Monday, so I'm gonna call off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call off.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that. But I would be like, set those boundaries and rock and roll.
And then I think also people are very scared of getting fired. And so like on her end, she's probably trying to approach how to handle this without like doing something that could get her into HR. So that's all I wanted to say.
I'm with her. We're with you, Penelope. Thank you for raging out with us.
Yeah, thank you, Penelope. Can we call you Penny?
Are you pissed off? Do you have something you want to rage about? Call us on the hotline and tell us all about it at 213-293-5995. You can leave us a voicemail, send us a text, or shoot us an email at theragepod@gmail.com.
Today we have a very special guest. We are here with the Rage Queen. Mm-hmm. We're calling you the Rage Queen.
Oh, great. Yeah.
You didn't ask for it. We're just
doing it.
We're just endowing you with that. Mm-hmm. Krissie McMenamin.
Yeah, McMenamin.
McMenamin. You say it. I feel like
McMenamin.
Krissie, the founder of RAGEher, and that's a nice play on RAGEher. Mm-hmm. And we can't wait to talk to you about all that you do with women, you know, really releasing their rage, their feminine rage. And you call yourself, right?
A rage doula.
Or
Yeah.
I don't want to say you call yourself. You are a rage doula.
Yeah.
I am a rage doula. I'm going to own it. I'm
Yeah.
a rage doula.
Can you like walk us through a session?
Yeah.
Just in general,
Yes.
because like, you know, people are probably thinking like, why RAGEher? And they might want to know like, is it a soul cycle for like the feminine fury? Like what is it?
So we have stages of the experience. And so you come in and you enter into the Tempest Tavern. And yes,
I love a tavern.
I love it.
I'm Irish.
No alcoholic beverages, all NA. Because
We can
wanna
work on that.
Be with our feelings in the full expression of them. But there's a series of activities that you do on the way in, kind of like you would at a club. You know, your ID is checked. Maybe you check your coat. So there's sort of like similar activities that you go through. You put on a rageling name tag. You identify kind of where you're at for the evening, put some stickers on your body. You then go and you get some questions, and the idea is to co-create the space with the other women around you. Similar to like if you're in a club and you don't know a lot of people, it's kind of that awkward, like you're entering, like, do I go talk to someone? Do I stick with my girlfriend who I'm here with? Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that, right? You can also in that moment go and journal if you'd like, but there's series of questions, about 20 of them, that are all related to anger and to getting into that space of like, we're here to talk about anger.
Now,
Yeah.
you said you can go journal. Like, do you provide journals when they walk in, or like, do you ahead of time? Do you say
I
like,
have
hey,
some for ya.
What?
I brought them. They're just little. They're very small.
Oh my God.
And so everybody gets, when they come in, they get a little journal with a, this is your permission slip to rage. Well, not everybody wants to socialize.
Yeah.
Like there's just,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I'm like the biggest extrovert in the world. So I'm like, give it to me. Like, let's get into a room and talk to people. And other people are like, hell to the F. No, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And so just giving options always. I think a lot of what we do is give people options of how to be in the space, how to express in the space. And the idea is like, you're whole and complete. You're here. Do what you need to do.
Absolutely.
And that's been through like a lot of learning and iteration and feedback, honestly, of when we didn't do that and people had reactions to it.
Interesting.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's cool.
yeah.
Because your background is in like psychology and stuff.
Yeah.
So you weren't really like brought to this, like you weren't raised with this idea. It came to you with these women and you got feedback and they were like, I think this is where it should head.
Sort of. We a friend of mine, we both did a master's in transformational leadership and coaching. And then in that program, we like turned ourselves inside out. We both were sort of told by the professors and things like, well, you have a lot of anger that you haven't really connected
Unprocessed
to.
anger.
Yeah. And like you haven't harned it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so we kind of I went on my own journey and then she went on her own journey and then we kind of came together and we're like, I'd done a lot of one-on-one coaching with a somatic coach and it was like, how can we make this more accessible to more people? Like this is insane. Like I didn't really feel my entire body as connected until I was like 36 years old. Like what? You know, like the feedback that I got from my coach is like, you're basically a walking head, like completely disconnected. And in fact, like in one of our first sessions, she had me connect my entire body and I like could not connect my calves to my feet. It was like, there was like space. Like I couldn't make the connection because I was so ungrounded.
Yeah. Wow.
And so that was kind of the spark for all of this.
I have a hug doula at home. It's my cat.
Yeah, me too. It like it's I love that. I think
really
it's
cool.
like so comforting to have that.
Well, as the idea is like, there are also rage doulas, but this is a particular person who at any point during the night, if you feel like you need to just be held or hugged, you go. You
that's
go.
sweet.
That
That's
like
what she's
literally
there
makes
for.
you want to cry.
Yeah. And that
Like-
came from a participant. Like
Yeah.
she suggested it. We were like, hell yeah.
Because she was
Wow.
looking for that when she was there, or like what do you think? How did she come up with that suggestion?
Actually, it kind of came from she wanted to get more involved, but she doesn't necessarily have a lot of the training.
Okay.
And she was like, how do I get more involved without the training? She came up with the idea. And then we actually decided like some of the hug doulas do need some training because there's an art to actually like holding someone where
I
you're
was just gonna
holding
ask:
them.
is there hug training? Like, is there like are some
sounds
people
so-
better as huggers?
I mean, you
Well,
had
yes,
a bad hug,
yes,
right? It's like
Right.
elbows
Yeah,
and like
terrible.
awkward.
Their head is like somehow in
Yeah,
your
and
neck
you're like
not
kind of
the
in a
right way.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's also about like, are you going into it wanting something for yourself or are you there to really hold space
offer,
with someone
yeah.
for somebody else? Just sort of being aware of those dynamics. Not everybody has that level of awareness yet.
Yeah.
And so there is a little bit of training that goes into it.
Yeah, we were just talking about people that have zero of that earlier,
Yeah.
and when you weren't here. So, like
A lot of
probably, probably the person that is working with you that has like less of it still has like eons more of it than so many people.
Yes.
out in the
Yeah.
100%. And most of the women who come to RAGEher have done a lot of work on themselves.
You mean the people that attend or
Yes.
that are working there?
Yeah, well, both.
Oh,
but even the
okay.
people who attend,
Okay.
they're very much like, I've done all the therapy. I've gone to like done somatic practices. I've gone to craniosacral, and like they're really invested. Or we also get a lot of mental health professionals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like for themselves
Yeah.
primarily, or also is like kind of like evolving for their
They got to let
clients?
all that client bullshit that's on them out.
Right. And actually, they're not really trained how to do
They're
that.
not.
Yeah.
I know.
No.
They're not,
She
and they
knows.
often don't.
Right.
Yeah.
They
And they're
often don't.
exhausted. We're kind of trying to lean into this with some of the upcoming events to actually do one specifically for mental health professionals.
Yeah.
So smart.
Yeah, to kind of see, especially because we have had some refer clients in, and so then they don't necessarily, just in case, they don't want to be in the same space
Of
necessarily
course,
with their
of course.
clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we're figuring.
I wonder if that feels like also safer to them in a way, or it feels like I'm sure that a lot of mental health professionals weirdly feel stigmatized by the idea of needing to seek mental health for themselves, even though it's 100% needed.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it not just being the one-to-one, like, oh, I'm going to therapy and I'm a therapist, like, you know, attracts them to it. I'm so curious about that.
Some of what we've heard too is like people who have been therapists for 10 years, but they don't actually get trained really in anger a lot. And so like I remember one therapist came in and she was just like, at the end of the event, she was like, it was like 15 things had clicked in her brain. And she was like, I mean, I know about the feeling anger, but I think I just integrated the anger. Like I actually understood this concept of anger as an intention, an action, and boundary, and how to use it to go towards what you want, how to feel it rushing through your body, and then do something with it.
Yeah.
Versus, what a lot of people think of as anger, which is just like exploding and all of
Or running away. And
right, or
suppressing.
running away,
Yeah, yeah,
suppressing,
yeah.
all of those things.
Totally. Well, I want to ask you, like, what does a hard day at your job look like? Like, have you ever been in a position where you're like, shit, what the fuck am I going to do? It's spiraling over here. Or is that like not really what happens? Because I think you probably have it covered, but has there ever been an instance of that?
I mean, the beautiful thing is like all of our events really have several doulas there, and we all have different kinds of training. So there was one event where the facilitator of that particular one had led off with some pretty vulnerable things about childhood sexual abuse. And I think because she had opened it in that way, there was a lot of people who shared some pretty deep stuff. And, my background is in coaching and like taking people who are, in pretty good like mental shape and like leading them forward. Although a lot of my training was in sort of emotions and emotional intelligence and somatics and things.
Yeah.
I felt so grateful that we had two people there who were super trauma informed, had an incredible background in working with survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence, who were able to kind of come in and hold that space for people.
Wow.
I did have one event where a woman there was a lot of banging of bolsters, and the loud sounds were very loud.
Oh, yeah.
And she went into kind of like a pretty big fear response.
From the sound.
Yeah.
But she was doing it, but then
No,
reverberation-
from other people doing
Oh,
it
from
around
other
her.
people.
Yeah. And so I remember feeling the fear myself of like, okay, how do I and I just kind of took her. We always have like a space that's a little bit away. I mean, you're still kind of in it. And we just kind of co-regulated. And I was like, would you like a pillow to hug? What do you need right now? Would you like me to hug you? Like really, and she couldn't necessarily articulate the needs, but I think just sort of having that co-regulation. And then, I mean, she was back out there like 8 minutes later.
Wow.
So I think, and she realized like how big of a deal it was for her to express anger and how much fear there was associated with it. And that in and of itself is like a win, when you have that level of insight after an event. So
I think you guys having that and having like a hug doula, because anytime I would have to get angry, let's say if it's on set or just angry in general, I end up crying.
Yes.
If I get really angry. And so my assumption, if I went there and really let it out, because it's not mainly how I let it out, it's like singing in my car, which is not like, and getting there, and then I would end up probably bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, a lot. That happens to a lot of women.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's normal.
Very normal.
Okay.
And again, like, there's like two things that we always try to hold at the same time at the events is like everything that you're doing is okay.
Right.
And just maybe what you need to do. And that we're always inviting people in to maybe something a little deeper.
Yeah.
So for example, if someone is really in their tears, we may come over and say, hey, as you're crying, see if you can actually access the tears from like a lower place in your body, so you're sobbing.
Yeah.
Versus like the up here crying.
Yeah.
And then it's like an invitation into, can you try to actually beat like just get some of your body into it and just inch towards the anger, because oftentimes tears for women are the safer bet.
Yeah.
They're we call them like it's like the fire extinguisher for anger.
It is funny how rage can do both things. Like either rage is a mask for sadness, or sadness can actually also be a mask for rage. Like it's weird how it like can work like that.
100%.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
You'd think it would only be unidirectional.
In the training that I've done, I would probably say that hurt is underlying most.
Yeah.
A lot of anger. And then unexpressed anger often turns into sadness, especially for women.
Yeah. Yes, that's a really great way of like.
And mostly just because like definitions of hurt, I mean, they're so closely related, but at least again in my training, it was like sadness is like the loss of a pleasure, and hurt is that like acute feeling of something that's kind of coming, at you. So
Yeah,
I like that.
That's a really good way to put it. Hurt.
Yeah.
What about on the flip side, women that come in and are very like vociferously angry, like very like cacophonous with it and like explosive? Like how do you all approach that and while maintaining them being in a safe space?
Yeah, I don't know that we've really experienced that.
Oh, interesting.
Like someone who just comes in and is like right off the, I mean, I did have one woman once come over to me. It was like 3 minutes into the musical arc, which is 45 minutes and increases intensity. And she was like, when can I yell? Can I start yelling? And I was like, you may. Yeah. And the thing is when she started going for it, everybody else followed suit.
Yeah.
And that's what you see is like the waves.
Yeah.
So someone starts to yell and then people join in. Someone starts to go, no.
Yeah.
People start chiming in. Someone goes like, fuck you.
Yeah.
People start chiming in, fuck
I
you.
love it.
So it's like, it's really neat to see the ways. And every
choral
it really
fuck
is.
you.
Yeah, I love it.
And every single event has like a different vibe and energy. Like some are so filled with grief. And some are like, fuck the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Like, fuck colonialism. Like, we're bringing it down. Like, that's the vibe. And then some are like really kind of in like deep trauma release.
Yeah.
So it's everyone is really different.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
One thing that we found when we went to a rage room.
I just listened to.
Oh, you did. So one of I think like the headline for us is, what do you do if like there's like a distance and time and space from something that made you like really angry and like have an outburst, and then you're like, oh well, I'm not scheduled for a RAGEher for a few weeks.
Anger lives in the body, right? I listened to your episodes. I think that's something that you all have talked about multiple different times. Is like it lives in the body. It is there. It is actually, can we just train ourselves to access it when we are able to?
Right.
And then there's the other piece of RAGEher, which is sort of like what happens after the event. What are the next steps for women? Which is, how do we actually get connected to our anger more and more in the moment, so that we can feel it in our bodies, notice it coming through, and then actually do what we need to do to get satisfied in that moment, go towards what we want. And that is like a multi-step process that like I'm working on, like we're all still working on, right? Like nobody's got this all figured out, but when I have done it or when I've seen other women do it, it is so powerful.
Yeah.
Because you're actually building the muscle of self-validation in the moment of like, I'm going to be okay no matter what comes out. You're building trust of like, I trust myself because I've done all this work on like knowing when I'm angry, knowing that there's a boundary being crossed, knowing what to say when that boundary is being crossed. So then it's like, I trust that it's going to be okay.
Be okay, yeah.
And then self-compassion, which I think y'all talk about a lot too, of like afterwards, when we've done the thing, which can feel very confronting to our systems of like, we've done something different right now. And like, oh shit, I just set a boundary. I just said something I haven't said before. That feels really scary. Oh God, was it okay? To be like, it's okay. Like my relationships are not fragile. Like there's always repair.
Yeah.
To quote Frozen 2.
Okay, that was the other thing y'all talk about, like Pixar and Disney movies a lot, and I'm fully on board.
I have twins that are almost 3, so it's like although
I don't have that excuse.
Well, it's Pixar's great with story, so like, what are you gonna do? So, what's like one of the craziest like surprises that you've had from some of your stuff? I know you said that one surprise was like the pattern of mental health professionals, but are there any like moments that stick out? They're like, we prepare for a lot of things and we hadn't prepared for that.
There was one RAGEher where there was a Black woman who came in, and I had gone up to her at one point, as I do to most people who come in, and it was like, hey, like if you want to connect with other people in the space, and she was kind of away, and I was like, or if you're, happy to journal, whatever. And she was quite standoffish. And so part of like as the host, I know it's like wanting everybody to feel kind of like good and like taken care of. I tried to check in with her a few different times.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we had one of our rage doulas, I believe she was a hug doula that night. She's also a Black woman. She went up to this woman to be like, hey, how was your experience? Because I think she was in the group with her and she had shared some like things that were not resonating about the event, and like how she didn't feel safe. And essentially what she shared was that she felt she was being surveilled. Which like, my own shame, like my own, oh my God, I created that. All of like racial stuff came up. And then of course, like my immediate response was like, I wanted to defend myself. And it was the whole process of that after the evening. I was just so grateful for like having the team that I did that night, which was like a very diverse team of a bunch of different women. And we just had like a really, of the rage doulas specifically. And we just had like a very open, honest conversation about it. One of the rage doulas sent me like a few videos that she had about this particular topic, specifically about white women and surveillance, and how white women, like, we like to have like control.
Yes,
and sort of like if people are doing something outside of what we feel things need to be, then that's a problem. And I mean, it just like turned me up inside and out, me particularly, but also some of the other white rage doulas as well. And so it was just like a huge learning. It was like we kind of reconfigured a lot of the ways in which we approach people during the event. We really got some more conversation with the rage doulas of like, what do we do in different scenarios? So I mean, it opened up conversation, but like, it was hard to be in all of that.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think that is such an important conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's part of you, like you said, there was an immediate self-shame that you connected with it. I'm sure there's part of you who's like, I don't know if I want to expose this again or reveal this again, but how do we learn? How do we get better? How do we become more aware of lived experiences that aren't ours if we don't do this?
Right.
So thank you so much for talking about that.
Oh, feels scary. I mean, I don't know that I've really shared that in like a public forum. I mean, and there's like a fear and kind of like that like I did something wrong, which is a lot of my own patterning. I'm in like a constant, I'm doing something wrong always.
Oh, white
I'm
women,
like,
white women
White women-
perfectionism.
Yes,
White
exactly.
women perfectionism.
And it's like,
a
no.
real thing. Yeah.
Like, we got to actually stop that. And that's like part of our anger is in
Yes,
stopping that.
yes.
And being like, no, messiness is fucking good.
Yes,
Like,
and it has consequences for yourself, but
Yes.
also for the people around you.
Yeah.
So that makes total sense. Wow.
Yeah.
But so great, like you said, that you have this killer team of people that are bringing different perspectives, bringing different lived experiences, so that conversation isn't just sort of unilateral or isn't homogenized.
Yeah.
So
And you learn from it, which is
Yeah.
great. And then
Yeah.
you're like, well, cool, I'm going to deal with this differently in the future.
Yeah.
Even though the way that I see you dealing with it was not bad. You just care. Right?
I do
You
care.
just
I care so
That's
much.
all that it is. You
I
just
know.
care. And you were trying. I would probably do the same thing when someone's off on their own. I don't like to see that. So like I would like to go over there and like maybe
Totally.
talk to them and like try to bring them in because I feel bad because I've been in that scenario.
Yeah.
And I felt so safe. Like when someone came up to me and was like, hey, how are you? Do you want to like come over here and join our friends or the group or talk to us?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so nice.
but then
Like-
for somebody else,
They
they
That's
don't
not-
want that.
They
No,
don't want it.
But
exactly.
you're coming at it from what and
What
this
I
is very normal.
and that was
This
by the way
isn't-
exactly how that's like
Yeah.
exactly my thinking.
Yeah.
And I got like reflected back a bunch of different times of like, yeah, but that's your shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I was like, it was so uncomfortable to hear it. But
I'm glad you shared that. It's
yeah.
good to be vulnerable about it. Okay, so we know that RAGEher, not for men.
Yeah.
But have you ever had men that come in that are like they want to do
try to
it,
infiltrate.
or are you like you're like
shockingly,
yeah,
no,
like-
okay, the only thing we had was one time we must have forgotten to lock the door in this one event and at one point one of the rage dolls looks at me, she's like, there's a man
Oh my god.
down like a little bit further away, like down the hallway, and I was like,
There's
what
a man at an event like this is the equivalent of the kitchen's on fire.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you can pull the alarm, we need to get out immediately.
Thankfully, like I rushed right over there.
Yeah.
He was definitely, this is not funny, but he was like slightly intoxicated. And the building that we do some of the events in Chicago has both apartments as well as this like space. And so he had like seen signs downstairs and been like, oh, this must be a public event. But the slight intoxication, that scared me in that
Oh,
moment.
absolutely.
In that
Oh, yeah,
moment,
that
I
makes
was like,
sense.
oh
That
God. And
makes
I was like,
sense.
sir, I'm going to need to ask you to leave. This is a private event. Like,
And he was not getting the double entendre of RAGEher.
no,
Yeah.
no. He did leave pretty quickly. And again, learnings, like it was like, all right, that's part of our checklist. It's like every door needs to be checked. We actually put a sign outside of our doors now of like, this is a private event. You cannot enter.
Love that.
Like all of these things. So it's like, we want everything to go perfect every time, always. But like that doesn't fucking happen. Like
Right.
it just doesn't. So
And like you said, messiness is just being a
part of-
human.
is part
it's
of
part
it.
of the process.
As,
Yeah.
as lovely Jen Cox always says, right? Like,
love her.
I know.
You know
it's
I
a
met
shit
her.
of us. I did.
Yeah.
Friendy Wendy told me that, which is like, what a great intersection of amazing minds.
Yeah. She actually was a rage doula in London. We did a rage
I
fair
can
there.
totally see
was
that.
great.
But yeah, like she just like has these like throwaway and her lovely British accent, like just mind blowing little quips of like, yeah, and she was on our podcast and she just was like, oh, and like striving for perfect, which we should never be doing. And it's
Yeah.
like, I know.
We know, but it's like hard to break out of.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's just put that to-do list down.
But I think it's the like it's the muscle. Like all of this is a muscle, right? It's like the muscle of being messy.
Yeah.
Of
Yes.
like I am gonna practice making messes.
Yeah.
Which feels really weird, but it's almost like if we just try to avoid not being perfect, it actually we have to seek out the imperfection.
Yeah, yeah. And also too, I think it helps in like I know this happened recently where someone just said like on a text and it was like a group text and it was pretty unjustified, like just came out with like a criticism, but it was so injurious, you know, like I felt so injured by it. But I feel like also that is a symptom of my own perfectionism, that like if I like work through that more, I won't be so injured by someone else saying something like that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Like yes.
So it's not
like
just
we're not
the
taking
internal,
it so
it's also
perfect. Yeah, it's
we're
like-
not
it's
taking
like
it so personally. Yeah.
Right.
What's a group, you know, we talked about, you know, you mentioned some people that you noticed come in, but what's an unexpected group that you'd love to work with? Like, I don't know, like meter maids or
airline
work.
employees,
Yeah,
or
airline
like
employees.
fast food. I mean, I don't even know anything. Baristas.
So this is actually such a fun question, because we've been thinking a lot about groups and like divorced women or women going through divorce. I've actually had a few women, one woman with cancer reach out to me recently being like, I need this. Breast cancer, young woman was like, we need this. So there's some of that stuff is percolating where we're actually, she connected me to some cancer survivor support groups and things to actually bring this in, which I'm excited. Because there's this like, I think that there's more research that needs to be done with emotional expression and women and how
therapy,
that affects
like
autoimmune,
therapy,
like autoimmune disease, all of those things. Like, can this actually like help women in a bigger way? And I don't like the event right now doesn't have any like before and after metrics, right? But like, could it have some before and after metrics?
Totally.
Could it have? I mean, there's data that shows that women who have access to their anger are 2 times less likely to have breast cancer recurrence.
Wow.
2 times. And it sounds like it's both from the perspective of like inflammation, stress in the body, but also because angrier women who have more connection to their anger are more likely to advocate for themselves.
Interesting.
Right.
Very
so it's
interesting.
like, can we actually like create some of that in these spaces? So I just am excited to start working with a bunch of different groups. I think perimenopausal women and menopausal women. I'm right below that, but like close.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, the people I follow who are like, there's just rage that comes like, over the course of a day. It's like,
well,
love to connect into
anything
that.
that you find out will probably be more than what traditional medicine has done in the area of women's health. So we need it.
We do need
I
it.
agree. I feel like it would be great if we got a doctor on board to like take blood test before and then after like 5 sessions to see if there's a difference in I know that your blood can change throughout the day. Maybe it would have to be hormonal, like saliva test where you do it like every hour, but you never know. I don't know, it could be that their cholesterol is lower and their vitamin D is higher because there's joy there. Like,
Yep. And I think because we are not conditioned to speak out and use our rage in the moment, women tend to build like a seething resentment. And what does that do in the body? And so again, for me, it's like, okay, the purpose of RAGEher is for women to start getting actually connected to this feeling of anger in the body, which a lot of women are like, I've literally, I just have blocked it out so much, I don't even know what it feels like. And then it's like, how do we actually notice when it's happening and then start to learn to use it so that we can get satisfied in the moment. So when someone doesn't do the dishes, you're not just like, I'll do the dishes, fuck it, and like all internalize. It's like, no, actually right now I'm going to say, hey, I'm really upset that you didn't do the dishes. It makes me feel like you don't see, hear, and understand me. And like, I would really actually love if you did them right now.
Here's a mug.
totally.
Right.
It's dirty.
It's dirty.
You can add it to the group that you're going to clean right now.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Right. And I mean, the number of, I remember this moment where I was in a group of people on Zoom. A man was going, the mansplaining. And it was going, and I was I was like,
yes, I know.
You know that feeling.
It's like connect. It's like a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
And I was feeling that in my body, and historically I would have just pushed it about, seethed, been like, oh, I should have said this, should have done this, blah, 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 blah. Because I've been like working this muscle, I was like, I interrupted.
Oh, I love this. I want
interrupted
to hear
and was like,
bit of this.
And I actually said, I noticed that I am feeling really uncomfortable in my body and really angry right now because you've spoken now for many minutes. There's 6 of us in this space. And I came here because I want to connect with everybody in this space.
Yeah, man.
Oh, good for you.
And it was so wild because there was actually 4 women and 2 men. Another man was like, well, you could have like raised your hand. I was like, respectfully, I understand that point. And he did not offer any opportunity for me to like raise my hand.
To get in there.
And we're 6 people. Do I really need to raise my hand with 6 people?
We're not in fucking like elementary school.
Exactly.
Bro.
By the end of that session, that man who like kind of defended the other man, he was, because I was like, I want to connect with you all. Because oftentimes women go, many people, not just women, but often women, it's like they go for this is what I don't want, but then they never actually go for what they do want. And that's like this like we are so conditioned to want for everybody else and not ourselves. So part of this anger piece is actually getting to know what we want in the moment.
Yeah.
To then be like, my vision here for this group is like, I want connection with all of us. I want to get to know you guys on a deeper level, not like this like AI talk that you've been talking about, like deeper.
Yeah.
By the end of that conversation, the other man was in tears.
Oh,
Because he had just shared
wow.
something like super vulnerable. Wow. All of the women were connecting. And afterwards, every single one of those women reached out to me and was like, I was feeling
Thank
what
you.
you were feeling.
Oh,
See?
good.
But it's like, we don't know how to do
don't know
I didn't know
how
how
to
to do
say
that 3 years
it.
ago.
And
now I
then
do.
the next step, right, is then when you do communicate what you're feeling is not feeling guilty about it.
Right. And to actually find pleasure in the anger.
Yes. Yes.
And in the like, I stood up for something. I said the thing that I was scared to say. That's the self-validation.
Yes.
It's not actually how the person responds. It's in
Right.
that simply by me doing this thing and standing for what I want and believe in and like
Yeah.
for what I'm going for, that is the validation.
And that's the
Totally. You were able to
progress.
point it out and get to it kind of a thing. That feels
But
good.
a lot of people don't think about it that way. They're like, well, I need to get the thing from that person.
Because we're results oriented,
Yes.
right? And especially in this country. And
Yes.
as opposed to like, oh, that was a huge bit of progress for me.
Yeah.
That I did. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the win.
That's the win.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's build on those wins and then be able to actually shift how we're going about it. Because if it didn't work out the first time, well, let's change something and see if the next time I can access a different part of myself where I do get what I want.
Yeah, I love that. You live, you learn, man.
Yeah.
We need to wrap this up. We need to
Give us your socials. Give the
Get-
the
yes,
audience
let
all your where
everyone
they can find
know.
you.
RAGEher.com. Instagram is @rage.her. Come play with us.
Well, thank you so much for
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The patriarchy loves sad women.
So true.
Okay. Can we just we got to start using the anger because the patriarchy doesn't like angry women and the whole system is sort of like banking on us staying sad.
It's
Yeah.
so true.
And I just want to
Fuck
name
that.
that.
Fuck
because
that. Let's go.
We got to get fucking angry.
they want to save the sad woman,
Yes.
right? They
Yeah.
wanna save the sad woman.
We don't fucking need to be saved. You need to
No.
be saved,
We can
asshole.
be,
Yeah.
we can be sad and we can be angry.
Yes.
Yeah, we
be both
can. We can do
things.
gonna
fucking
say that.
both. Savage, dude.
Sangry.
I love I love that you came here today and you were so open and
Yes,
vulnerable.
thank you so much, Krissie.
We
for
really
having me.
appreciate it.
Hey Ragers, we're not done yet. Stay tuned to find out who our cunt of the week is after this commercial break.
All right. I think it's time for Cunt of the Week.
Yeah.
And as a refresher, Cunt of the Week stands for courageous, unapologetic,
notorious,
terrible woman.
slash fantastic paperweight animal tree.
All right, so this week I have got our cunt of the week, and
Oh my God, look at her go. Look at how
She's
excited
so
she is.
excited.
She's so excited. She's been sitting on this one.
it's someone who turned a quiet suburban tragedy into a national obsession and managed to piss off an entire police department. She's been painted as everything from a cold-blooded killer to a scapegoat, and depending on who you ask, she's either guilty as sin or guilty of nothing but bad luck and maybe some shady cops, allegedly. And anyone who knows me and knows how I spent some of my time over the past 2 summers knows exactly who I'm talking about. Our cunt of the week is none other than the infamous and the innocent Karen Reed.
Yes.
Can I just say really quick before you go into how awesome she is? This is why we literally lost Wendy for like months at a time.
Months.
Karen Reed is why she was
Absent.
just gone.
Gone.
Like MIA.
On YouTube every day
Yeah.
and being like, I can't talk to you right now. The defense is on.
Yeah, she was on the legal team.
Totally.
I would joke that I was like, oh my God, what happened in court today? Did you do cross? What happened? Anyway, so tell everyone
Yes.
about Miss Karen Reed.
So, why is she courageous? She had the guts to fight the case instead of taking a plea deal, and she put together an Avenger-like defense team. And she had to go on trial not once, but twice. First trial ended up in a hung jury. Second one, finally acquitted. She's unapologetic, 0 fucks given, even when the court of public opinion was screaming guilty. She's notorious because she wasn't just on trial in the courtroom, she was on trial in the court of public opinion. TikTok dissected her every move, Reddit spun entire threads about her, podcasts debated her guilt or innocence, and now there is going to be a limited series starring Elizabeth Banks,
Yes.
who she's in the Cunt of the Week.
Oh my God,
nominee
she's
territory.
awesome.
yeah, she's
There's
great.
for so many reasons.
She is such a great actress. At first, I was really kind of like, I didn't quite see it, but I have every faith in Elizabeth Banks. She's going to kill this role.
Oh yeah.
You know what this makes me want to do?
What?
Because we never get to do it.
Move on.
Oh, you bitches. And that is it. Oh, wait.
get
Last
it.
one. Last one. 10 of a woman. Because when your private hell becomes a public headline, most people would crumble. And she didn't. She fought like hell. So Karen Reed is the Rage Pod's Cunt of the Week. Ebar, why are you laughing at
Because
me?
I love that it's like reading, like it's like the trailer for the movie when most people would crumble. She stepped up and said, "Not today."
Satan, Satan, Satan. Yeah, totally.
That's it. That's my Cunt of the Week.
Courageous,
does.
unapologetic, notorious 10 of a woman, or whatever you're feeling for that day.
Exactly.
All right. Well, should we close out the show?
I think we should.
People are getting bored of us.
They are. I mean, I
are.
feel like it's amazing that they stay the whole time, and
They
I love
don't.
it. But they might. Like it felt
don't
like
think they do.
it felt like in the Rage Hotline that Penelope was really with us, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Penelope was really struggling with that, and I appreciate that she felt comfortable to tell us all about it.
I'm with you. All right, let's have Wendy take us out.
Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Rage scream into your pillow.
If you're still there, well, thank you. Thanks for listening. And we hope you'll like, follow, and subscribe to the Rage Pod wherever you like, follow, and subscribe to things.